Hi, so glad you're here. Today I'm going to show you how to play the song You're a Mean One with Mr. Grinch. First thing we're going to do is what's on the chart here is the chord progression that kind of repeats for all 6 verses. And I'll just kind of talk you through that first, and hopefully you took the time to print out one of those piano charts. All you have to do is just take a pencil crayon and just fill in the notes under each chord that you've labeled and written down. And then that'll show you where you're supposed to put your fingers. And that's assuming that you have no piano background at all. You need to be shown everything. And even if you know a bit, you'll probably still find it helpful to know where to put your hands and which keys to press. So let's just dive right in. I'll try to move my mouse so you can see what I'm talking about. So the very beginning of the song, there's just three chords here that happen in the intro, and then that never happens in that order exactly again, the way I'm going to show you. And then it hops into the verse chords down here, which repeat pretty much the same for all the verses. And then that little part where he does the speaking between the verses, he goes like this. You're a bad banana with a sleeping baggy. Now, that's the middle part right there. That's kind of a little transition. Right there that gets you back to the beginning of the next verse, and so that's another little progression here. But this cool little glissando thing, you just milk that for all it's worth. Just pause, just it's really fun. So I show you how that one works too. Oh, no, I got to change this to G minor. There we go. That way it'll show up properly. And then the ending chord, you could just end it on a G minor, but I'm going to just put here. Like the very last time you play that little thingy, we could do this as a G minor, or for fun, I'm going to show you a minor, major, 9 chord. 9, there we go. And that'll be a fun way to end this song. It's not exactly like the recording, what I'm going to show you, but it's close enough. And I'm going to simplify this little part, the transition part that I did mention, that gets you back to the start of the next verse. It's a little bit different each time in the original recording. I thought I should just simplify that into something you just play it the same way, because most people aren't going to care or notice that you haven't done the exact transition. So we'll give you one that works, and that's outlined here with these chords. So without any further ado, have your pencil crayon ready, and let's map out these chords first, and then after we've got the chord blocks, then I'll show you how to add the rhythm on top. So the very first chord we're going to play, and there's going to be 2 different G minors. The one in the, some of these are going to be different here than they are down here. So you're going to have to write more than one version of some of these. Just keep them straight. But it's okay. You only have to play this version of these once in the intro. So we'll start with this. So just pause the video if you need to, and just, whoops, better pull this up a little higher so you can see that. And I'll go like this. So in case you need to see the staff, if you're a staff person, you know your note names from here. That will also show you where you should put your notes. And the key signature is active now. So there's our first chord, is a G minor. So pause this if you need to do that. The next chord is a E flat 7. It's got a neat little sound to it. So fill that in with your pencil crayon. And then this is probably my favorite chord of the whole song, is the D7 sharp 5. So there's that. So just for fun, I'll quickly just play you what that should sound like in rhythm. You didn't quite get it exactly, but that's how it's supposed to sound. I did get it right at the end. It's a little tricky to get to those notes. Okay, so that's the first part. So now the verse chords that repeat over and over again. Like I said, I think there's 6 verses of this song. So the G minor was the same as the one above, so that you might not have to create another one for those. And then we'll do a C. Sorry, I get kind of hyperactive with my left hand, and sometimes I play octaves with my left hand. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to add 2 notes in your left hand, they're just an octave apart, that's fine. It's up to you. So there's the C major, and then we'll do an F7. So again, you're probably going to have to pause these, but I just want to keep moving. So if you need to pause this video to fill in these on your chord chart, go right ahead. You're most likely going to need multiple chord sheets as well because there's quite a few chords in this song. And then this one. So let me just hover over where we are. We got to this point in the chord progression. Now the next chord is the little teaching moment here. It still says B flat, but then we have a /D. What that means is we're going to take the bass note and we're going to go up to a D instead, because the B flat's the root of this chord. That's the root. But when I play the one where my mouse is hovering, we play it again, but now we're going to play a D here. And in the rhythm, this goes by kind of quickly. It's kind of a passing thing. It doesn't happen for very long. And it leads us back to the G minor again. And it's going to be the same G minor as before. But this time, we're going to go in a different direction. After the G minor, we're going to go to an A7. Again, pause this video if I'm going too fast to fill in your piano sheet. And then this fun D7 sharp 5. Now, I'm going to talk about this one just briefly. The D7 sharp 5, you'll notice these notes right here. There's 4 of them. We're going from a C up a full octave and then one more note. If you can't reach that far between your thumb and your finger, then what I do is I go left hand on these two. I can reach that far. Most people should have a big enough hand to reach that far. So I'm playing those 2 with my left and then these 3 with my right. So if you need to do that as you're fingering, then write that down somewhere as a hint for you that those 2 notes down there are going to be left-handed. Okay? And then we go back to G minor again, which you've already played. And then a C minor 7 this time. Sounds like this. I'm pretty sure it's this way. I listened to the song quite a few times to make sure I had the right chord. I'm pretty sure it went to the minor this time. And for those of you who are really paying close attention, the first time through the progression after the G minor, we went to a plain C. But this time we went to a C minor 7. Okay, and then we went to an F7, which you've already played, so you don't need to create a chart again because it's going to be the same one. And then the next one is a B flat major 7. Now, quick little teaching moment. Where does the capital M7 come from? Well, it's because we're using this note right here. If B flat's the starting point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where that comes in. And it's got a capital M before the 7 because it's the major. If there was no capital M there, it would have been this one. B flat 7. That's it. It would have needed the A flat, but because we're using the A natural, we have to have the capital M. Okay, and then we go to an E flat after that. I hope you're keeping up, and if you need to, remember, pause the video so you can fill in your piano charts. So the E flat is right there. Sorry, I had the left hand incorrect at first, but that's your E flat. And then another fun chord that I love is the A minor 7 flat 5. It's this one. So just fill that in your piano chart. And then after that, there's a break. Like it's just some silence for a second. And then this next chord, I love this one, is the G minor 7, G diminished 7 /D. Again, remember the slash chord. Whatever is after the slash in a chord description is the note you play in your left hand. So there's that note, and then a G diminished 7 on top looks like this. G, B flat, C sharp, and E natural. Okay, now, I'll talk about this right now just since we're already on the topic. When you do it in performance, the actual way to play this one is you hit the D first in your left, and then you hit these notes above one at a time, almost like you're strumming it on a guitar. So you don't hit them all at the same time, you go. It's kind of a glissando thing. And so it just gradually happens. I mean, it happens quickly, but yeah, they're not all at the same time. You're a bad banana with a... And then we go to greasy black heel. Okay, so now I'm on the transition. So after this one, we go to the D7, which actually is just a plain D7. I better write that down or hold this for you. So that's what I want you to play for the D7. And just so that this doesn't confuse you, I don't like the way that this notated it. We're in a key that has flats, and so it's written this as a flat. But D7, really, this should be written as an F sharp. It's the same note. It's this one right here. I would prefer to call that an F sharp if we're talking about D7, because that's how the key of D would work. So I wish this software would do it, but it's just writing it as a G flat. Same note, just different name. Okay, and then right to here, after that D7, we go to a G minor, which you've already written. And then we go to a C minor. This is a new one because it's going to be melodic. Later I'm going to show you a melody that ties this together. And then these two right here are going to be the same as it was in the intro. Oh, I meant to put this. This is the sharp 5. I don't know why I didn't write that in. Okay, so E flat 7. It's the same as before. This should be written as a D flat, and then this funky chord like that. Now, before we get into playing this through, I think it is important. I'm going to teach you the melody that ties the transition back together. Everything else is just kind of chording along, and the singer's going to carry it. But the transition, there's no singer. And so this is how it's going to look. After our glissando, then the D7. Okay, so we get to that. We're going to go. Just watch that. Play this over a few times. That's the melody. That's the transition. You're a me, and then it goes at the very beginning again. Okay. Hopefully, you've been able to write those down or fill them in correctly. Now you're ready to start looking at this song. Now remember, I'm going to play the intro. I'm going to go slowly, and I'll play through one verse and exactly how it goes. And then your job is to download this Google document that you see in front of you. I will put a link near the video. Download the Google document, and then what you got to do is take these chords and copy them down above the words as you hear them. They're all going to be the same chords each time, but you have to decide where do these go. Just copy them. And a quick word about this. I always take the chords and I use the bold font for them, and then I leave the words as just regular font. When you print this out on a piece of paper, it actually there's more contrast between the bold. It really stands out because as a pianist, you really want to see where those notes go, okay? So let's go from the very beginning. Here's the intro. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You're needy or a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black heel. And then it would just go back to verse 2. Same chord progression for all 6 verses, and I gave you all the words there. So you can just copy and paste the chords where they go. And you're probably thinking, well, why are you making me do that? Well, because I'm teaching you how to think. I'm teaching how to play by ear, and I want you to use those chords, put them by the right words, and learn how to put those chords in the right place so that you know where they're supposed to go. I've already given you the order. The order doesn't change. If you listen closely to the transition that gets you back to the verses, like I said before, though it is a little bit different each time, but we're just going to simplify it. We're always going to do this way. I just messed it up. There we go. That's what it's supposed to sound like. Okay. I hope that that's been helpful, and yeah, what you could do, you got to be really creative. Maybe there's some, favorite villain in your life. You want to totally rewrite the words about that person and sing it at a Christmas party. Knock yourself out. Change the words if you want to, but at least you know how the framework of the song works on a piano with the chords. And I hope that there's some of you who take this lesson that have never had a piano lesson in your life and go, hey, I think I can do this. Give this a try. It's a really fun way to learn how to play the piano. Merry Christmas. See you later.